Do dee do do bum 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 do do dee do bum 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 bum. News at 10 past 10 on Boxing Day. I'm live. Yay! Here we are. It is Boxing Day and we are live doing the news. But I'm not going to do fun news because I'll be honest with you, this entire year has been full of news that's disappointing and upsetting and disturbing and terrible. And it's Christmas, so there's not really much real news knocking around. So what I'll do next week is I'll do a catch up for this week and next week. But this week we'll just do fun stuff because I'll be honest with you, I just need cheering up. Everything about the news has been terrible. So the only thing I can say is hello and welcome to the fun news of the week. Doopy 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 doop. Might actually be a way forward as well for the fun news of the week to go, but I'm not sure yet, so I will let you all know. Hey, Jack's made it on time. Well done, Jack. It was late yesterday for the broadcast that I did yesterday, which was the Lonely's Christmas party, which I do every year. But yeah, we're having fun news. So we're looking at memes, looking at things that make me go ha ha ha, and all that kind of thing. We're not doing any of the other news because, let's be honest, we've had enough of that, haven't we, all year? So we will kick on with the lighter news. There's a lot of it as well. So in a way, it's not a bad thing that I'm doing it this way, because otherwise there'd be a lot of news. Don't forget you can join in the chat. You can agree with me, you can disagree with me, it doesn't really matter, it's all up to you. And what we'll do is we will discuss the main news next week. So, I clicked on the wrong thing then. I clicked on end stream, which is not what I wanted to do. What I wanted to do was click on this. So we are now on the, what I normally call, and now for something else. But to be fair, there's been nothing else, so there's just, and now this, which is basically where we take the mickey out of various people, including, weirdly, Sir Keir Starmer, which you wouldn't think anyone would be able to take the mickey out of him, but here you go. So there's lots of memes, a few sexual references, and various other bits and pieces as well. Light-hearted, have a drink, and we'll just have kick back for this week. It's still Christmas, it's Boxing Day, it's still Christmas. So this is Lamented. They are a group of people, I assume, who come up with these brilliant things which often are more truthful than what's going on. Anyway, Michelle Keegan says, Keir Starmer telling us to prepare our sons and daughters to fight against Russia is absolutely comical. Michelle said, sorry hon, I'm too busy fighting for a GP appointment, she lamented. Yeah, indeed. That's the way the country's gone. Keir Starmer's a what? He's a nice person who is very good at his job and is respected by everyone in the United Kingdom and around the world. At least that's what he thinks. I just think he's full of nonsense. And I measure he's our leader, but there you go then. At just 12 years old, Calvin Graham was the youngest US serviceman in World War II, serving as a gunner on the USS South Dakota. His young life continued at a rapid pace. At 14, he was married, a father at 15, and divorced at 17. It's Luke Littler, and remember when Luke Littler popped into the scene? I was earlier on this year, and he was like 17, but he looked like, a radio presenter said, he looked like a guy who was 35 and had had 2 messy divorces. Yeah, rattling through life. 6 real deaths that will remind you of Final Destination. Now, I'll be brutally honest with you, I've only chosen one because most of them are rubbish, but this one is epic. If you're going to go out, this is the way to do it. In 1999, 67-year-old Betty Stobbs from Durham, England, was killed when a flock of sheep knocked her off her power bike, sending her over a 100-foot cliff. Though she survived the fall, she was tragically crushed by the bike as it fell after her. Now, if you're going to go, that's one way to do it. Back to number 3 for Max Verstappen, just like he was when he was a kid. So Max Verstappen is going to race with the number 3 in the Formula 1 season next year. A bit more politics. Reform UK have won more council seats than any other party in 2025. I didn't know this, but anyway, 781, 475 for Lib Dems, 364 for the Tories, 134 for Labour, and 103 for the Greens. And Ed Davey said, well, he said this, a meme over Farage. What I want for Christmas I want a dragon. And Santa says, be realistic. So then he says, I want Reform to win with the most by-elections. No, I want Reform to win the most by-elections in 2025. And Santa Claus says, what colour do you want your dragon? Oh, politics, eh? This year you won Monaco, you won Silverstone, and you won the World Championship. What is there left to do? And Lando Norris said, it's just downhill from here. Meanwhile, public in shock as nailed on poofter turns out to be a fanny bother. David Williams, allegedly, has been inappropriate to young female members of staff at the publishers, HarperCollins, and they've dropped him because of this. So yeah, public in shock as nailed on poofter turns out to be a fanny bother. It's not the terminology I'd use, but we'll go with it. Early 1900s hotels featured signs like this one, informing guests that the new Edison electric light was harmless to health and sleep, and instructing them to operate the light by turning the wall key, not using matches. Yeah, if you put a match next to a light bulb, even then, certainly now, and it explodes, you'd know about it. So the sign reads, this room is equipped with Edison electric lights. Do not attempt to light with a match. Simply turn the key on the wall by the door. The use of electricity for lighting is in no way harmful to health, nor does it affect the soundness of sleep unless you leave the light on, in which case it does. Someone who needs some sleep is Donald Trump. And I think I mentioned this because it was breaking last week, and basically he's come up with this wall of presidents in a garden, and he's come up with these amazing things he's written about them, and it's biased is probably an understatement. So for example, here we've got from the right to the left, you've got Obama, then you've got Trump, and then you've got an auto signature or robot signature machine, which is basically Biden, and on Biden he basically says the worst president that we've ever had, and blah 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 blah, and corrupt and dishonest and blah 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 blah. But we've still got Donald Trump, so how does that work? Tom Holland fans want Peter Parker to have a male love interest in Spider-Man 4. At which point I say, cough. Why do we have to include all this stuff in stuff that's been going for half a century? If you want a gay Spider-Man, just do a gay Spider-Man. Don't make Peter Parker gay. I mean, everything he does has been for love for a woman. Absolute nonsense. Women actually see grass greener than men. Now, I think I've said before about my mother. She particularly likes, or liked, she's still with us, but she can't get out of the house, looking at the trees when they are leafing in spring. And she says, look at all the different colours of green on the leaves. And I kind of looked, we're on the motorway, and I looked at the trees, and I'm like, yeah, there's a few there, but there's not that many. Anyway, it turns out she's right. She can see more colours of green than I can. Who knew? That's, the difference between women and men. Talking of which, non-binarist Bella Ramsey says the day she found out she was going to be a dad was the best day of their life. That's like whack, 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 whack. Yeah. Yeah, no. Traditional comedy. For some time, my wife's had this ridiculous idea that I'm playing too much golf. Actually, it came to a head about 11:30 last night. She suddenly shouted at me, "Golf, golf, golf! All you ever think about is bloody golf." And I'll be honest, it frightened the life out of me. I mean, you don't expect to meet somebody on the 14th green at that time of night. Think about it. Genius. Got another funny joke coming up as well. Now, this didn't really fit for me because, hiya Alan, hope you're good. Emergency exit map. West Harbour Drive, San Diego, North Tower, 7th floor. In case of fire, use stairs. Do not use the elevator or lift. Fire alarm is identified by an electronic horn and strobe light. Exit route, extinguisher, elevator, stairs. So don't use the elevator. However, the map that they've got, not something I'm familiar with from my exiting of mother. It was more of a go out through the window. I was cesarean, so yeah, I didn't use the stairs. I used the lift. I was lifted. He's incompetent at a level you can't even imagine. The party's honorary treasurer, Nick Candy, is petrified about the state of Britain and is raising the funds to help Nigel Farage into number 10 to fix it. He basically saying that David Lammy wouldn't get a job as a janitor in his office. Having seen what David Lammy comes out with, you kind of have to agree, don't you? Because it is ridiculous. Computer game time. Computer game time. Now this has been said to be the worst selling Call of Duty of all time, and this is the end of level baddie. You can see why. According to a new sales report, Black Ops 7 finished as the 7th best selling game of the year, one of the lowest placements the franchise has ever seen, making it one of the worst selling Call of Duty titles of all time. And I'll be honest, game sales are through the floor at the minute, so to fall 7th is even worse than it sounds. A new bank scene London, pointing at a tower block. It's basically two children. It's not a shadow. It's two children. One in front of us, the one behind us is pointing at the tower. I do love Banksy's stuff. It is good. Now this is something that I came across the other week, and these are quite cute or interesting. It's called Fess Hull. Told a co-worker I'm colourblind because she kept writing in yellow pen and I hated it. Manager overheard and asked if I struggled with our software. I had to keep the lie going. Now they've spent thousands upgrading it for colourblind accessibility. Oops. We've all done it. Said something and then you've just got to keep it going. David Walliams denies inappropriate behaviour after publisher drops him. The best-selling children's author and comedian David Walliams has denied allegations of inappropriate behaviour after being dropped by his publisher HarperCollins in the UK. This is News Thrump. They've used perfectly a picture from Little Britain of David Walliams being an NPR councillor apologising for some misdemeanour to the press with his loyal wife, Matt Lucas, stood next to him. And it's all very awkward. So fantastic. Absolutely superb. Love it. Right, this is, for me, the best joke of the year. And I missed it when it was said. But I've repeated it a few times. And this is from the very ancient, used to be on the comedian, Mick Miller. I've got a grandson. He's 4 years old. He can't say please in Spanish. That's poor for four, isn't it? Think about it. Poor for four. No? Okay. Poor for four. Yeah. Putin troops have turned to extreme measures, allegedly. It's happy and jolly, this. I forgot about this one. Putin troops turn into cannibalism as they plead they just need to eat. I think Williams will be guilty. He's that kind of person. Yeah. I think you missed the first one, didn't you, when we talked about him? There he is. That one. Public in shock as nailed on poofter turns out to be fanny botherer. It's like, yeah, yeah, absolutely bonkers. Proof that parental advice often comes with hidden clauses. Your mother told me you don't have to put anything in your mouth you don't want to. Then she made me eat broccoli, which felt like double standards. Absolutely. Shropshire, a major incident has been declared following reports of a sinkhole affecting a canal in Shropshire. Now, the reason I put that up, because that's quite a serious story, is the fact that there was a comment a couple of days later. Classic British understatement of the year. Lorraine Barlow said she felt something amiss as the barge she was sleeping on fell into a sinkhole. There's something amiss here. This is not normal for when I sleep on my barge. No, it isn't, you're right. Question was still asked, was this a new Banksy in London? And the answer was yes, it was. How excited were we? Daredevil Larry Walters tied 43 weather balloons to his lawn chair in 1982, soaring to 16,000 foot. He lost his BB gun, which he was going to use to pop the balloons. It's a power line, caused a blackout and was fined $1,500. I mean, he's lucky if he hit a power line, he didn't kill himself, but anyway. Oh, back to the non-binary Bella Ramsey. Bella Ramsey has blasted Mothercare, calling for the shop to change their name to become more inclusive, as not all mothers are female, and could be non-binary mums, or demi-curious dads, or anything. Again, it's all made up, none of this is true. Well, none of that is true anyway. Or is it? God knows. People lamenting about Call of Duty being crap. Activision needs to stop making Black Ops and Modern Warfare games and give us Ghosts 2. Amen to that. Ghosts 2, the only Call of Duty game I ever finished, and I couldn't wait for the sequel, which I expected 2 years later, and we're like 10 years down the line and we still haven't got it. Now this is a problem. Well, not a problem. This is something that does occur to me, although I'd probably say 2 inches, not 4 inches, and not my height. But the Eiffel Tower grows taller in summer. Due to thermal expansion, it can grow back to 6 inches when it gets hot. Yeah, if only, eh? 6 inches. Ice, baby. You can start a fire with ice if you carve ice into a lens. You can use the sunlight to focus a beam hot enough to ignite tinder. I mean, surely a naked picture of yourself would ignite tinder, but anyway. Driving home for Christmas icon Chris Rea dies 3 days before December the 25th. I mentioned that. Oh no, I mentioned it at the shop because I actually played a Chris Rea track. Not Driving Home for Christmas. But yeah, the irony. And I'm thinking if I was a famous songwriter, I wouldn't mention any holidays whatsoever, and then I could live forever. George Michael, Christmas Day, you know. Oh no, there she is. Go away, we've already had you. Now this is good and crap at the same time. The Japanese researchers built a floor that lets you walk endlessly in VR. Yeah, that's a clip from a video, but I'll be honest with you, the speed of the actual things moving isn't that much better. The only people who can get away with using that in a game would be people who were walking like the speed of your nan. So no. Now this was a bit sick. What's on in Manchester? Or what's on Manchester? Sad news. Driving Home for Christmas singer Chris Rea dead, 74. Live tributes. Like, rub it in, why don't you? Yeah, he's dead, but there are people who are still alive who are giving tributes to him. Crikey, talk about read something before you publish it. Fools. Another new Banksy. It's the same one, but it's in a different place, allegedly. But it's already been removed, that one. Because that's what people do with Banksies. Meanwhile, Gary Lineker has savaged the Krypton Factor, saying the TV show was an absolute bigotry and should never be allowed back on our screens. Gary said, 18 years that show ran for, and I never once saw a trans person, an Eritrean, or someone in a wheelchair. The diversity inclusion was non-existent, he elaborated. Yeah. Now that's the kind of thing you'd expect him to actually say. Joke time. The wife asked me if I'd seen the dog bowl. I said, to be honest, I didn't even know he played cricket. Thank you. Now this is weird for two reasons. This is Nick Jones from Sheffield, and he says, when people talk about David Beckham, they always say that he's a brilliant footballer, but as thick as two short planks. You never hear anyone saying that about Stephen Hawking. Is a genius, but shit at football, do you? As usual, it's one rule for England captains and another for theoretical quantum physicists. Yeah, okay. So you're like, yeah, that's quite funny actually. But what's weirder is, where's Gary Lineker's golden balls? Not Gary Lineker. Where's David Beckham's golden balls or legs or anything? It's a very, very strange picture, that. Very, very peculiar. And I think letters should be written to the Ghost Foundation of Altrincham to find out what happens. Talking of which, if you don't respect what Jake Paul just did, you're a lifetime hater. Does anyone respect Jake Paul for anything? And anyone who defends him is a complete pleb. One of the best things that the late Sean Locke used to come out with was when he was referring to things that were not very nice, but he always said it in a way that kind of made you think, yeah, I get where you're coming from. And sadly he passed away a few years ago, but his destiny lives on. The Rotherham Bugle, it's made up. Rachel Reeves wins most challenging wank award for the second year running. That's what he used to say. He'd often say, yeah, that was alright, but it's a challenging wank, you know. Banksy, again, is this a real Banksy? Is it too colourful? No one knows. He's not identified it as his yet. But never say never. It was a really shit James Bond movie, I'm being brutally honest with you. During an economic crisis in the 90s, Russian teachers were paid in vodka bottles. The good news was, the vodka was in the bottles. It wasn't just empty vodka bottles, because that would be cruel. Of course, none of the kids got taught anything because the teachers were smashed out their skulls. Oh, this was something that an artist drew on the side of this tenement block in Glasgow. Basically, it shows the route that Santa would have to use to get to all the fires in each of the houses on that tenement block. So it'd be up and down the chimney like a whore's knickers or something, I don't know. Meanwhile, Mark Hamill stood on his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, wearing a t-shirt with his photo and name on, yet no one paid him any attention whatsoever. That's brilliant. How do you know your 15 minutes of fame is up, eh? Oh, Banksy. Is Banksy trying to tell us something? New stencil hits at this year's Christmas theme, and it's a stag with fairy lights on it. Meanwhile, breaking news on Christmas Eve. Shots have been fired at Nakatomi Plaza in Century City. More on this story as events develop. And there's Nakatomi Plaza. Shots fired. Possible hostage situation. Yes, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Now, I've always wanted a picture with superstars and things like that. You know, my heroes. Trevor Horn, mainly. Yeah, how's about this? R.E.M., who had the Losing My Religion. It's the end of the world as we know it. Shiny Happy People, that kind of thing. That band. Someone got my picture with R.E.M. That's me in the corner. He's in the corner. That's just a line from... No, it's hilarious. Well done you for coming up with that, whoever you are. That's him in the corner. Inflation. All lobster prices have increased due to high lobster prices. So there you have it. Everything explained. It all makes sense now. You should always understand signs. Please do not sit here. Okay. But to be fair, I don't think cats can read, although they probably can. Another sign that sorts everything out in the world. Dunkin'. All of our iced drinks have to be made with ice. Yeah. If you had an iced latte and it didn't have ice in it, it wouldn't be an iced latte, it'd be a cold latte. Not that I drink these things. Anyway, have you ever met anyone who only does what their contract says they have to do in order to do the job and won't even bend an inch? Well, not this person. They bent round a twig. The official winner of Not My Job contest. I'm not paid to move a tree, so I will just work around it with the white line. And then in years to come, when the tree's gone, people will be like, why has this line got a bend in it? Do you remember this? It was a tough year, but at least I didn't not buy a Labubu. Remember that craze that lasted for about 35 seconds? Labubus. All done and dusted now, all finished. No longer a thing. People write congrats because they cannot spell congratulations. So yeah, if you've listened to this as a podcast, all this will make sense. If you're still with us, but keep going. But yeah, congratulations spelt CONGRAJLASHINS. So yeah, that's a typical council worker. Definitely, you're on about the line and the branch, 100%. Congratulations. No. While their senses don't work the same as human senses, plants can see, hear, smell, feel, react, and think. Which means if you're a vegan, well, you're just slaughtering plants who don't want to die. Scum. Meanwhile, night time for our fabulous owl, Muriel from Banksy, allegedly, looking the dog's dangly bits, even though technically it's a stag, so it's looking the stag's dangly bits. Lamented again, made up. Sam Smith has set the internet ablaze after coming out as Yule gender in what he describes as his penultimate gender of the year. Sam explains, Yule gender is a seasonal gender identity experienced exclusively during the festive period and is brought on by lights, presents and mistletoe. It's really festive, he absconded. I mean, yeah. I mean, by all means, live your life how you want and all that, but... Cute animal alerts. A Japanese zoo spent 4 years trying to breed 2 hyenas before discovering both animals were actually male. Oops, I think someone made a boo-boo. Okay, it's a rat and it's AI generated, but it's cute. Rats can be tickled, producing joyful ultrasonic sounds that humans can't hear. So you tickle a rat and it'll laugh, but you can't hear it because it's fake laugh. I don't know. Home Alone, the house on Home Alone, a Home Alone classic Christmas movie. It's not as Christmassy as Die Hard, but it's up there. And the house, remember the house? Well, someone's bought it and done it up. Now, number of questions to be asked here. Why would you buy the Home Alone house and then destroy its identity? 2, why would you buy the Home Alone's house and not take advantage of the fact it's a Home Alone house and maybe have it as an Uber house? Not Uber. The other one. But look, it's gone from stunning of its time to what the absolute F is going on. It's horrendous. Anyway, it seems that Macaulay Culkin is on about buying it off these people and returning it to how it looked and possibly having it as an Airbnb. I got there, Airbnb. This was a weather warning on Boxing Day. Well, to be fair, Christmas Eve as well. Met Office has issued a warning after clouds of Lynx Africa engulf the UK. Because everyone's going out and spraying themselves. Oh, brilliant. Love it, love it, love it. I've had Lynx Africa, I'll be honest. I'm not afraid to say that. Oh, more Keir Starmer nonsense. Free speech has not been banned in the UK, and we will arrest anyone who says it has. Oh, this one. Yeah. So I hold the red boys' penises in my hands like this. Talking to Donald Trump. Scary thing is, well, a man fleeing war takes his wife and children. A man going to war leaves them behind. Yes, let that be our warning. Warning, warning, warning. So there you go then. That was the fun news at 10:10. Because, I'll be honest with you, the news has been dreadful. I'm also thinking of this show as well. So it might move again. Obviously it's Boxing Day, so we're not overly busy, which I wasn't expecting. But it might well be very, very exciting what I do for next year. Are you excited yet? No, me neither, to be fair. Well, yeah. Anyway, that is it. So we'll do top fives, not many tonight, obviously. Alan Barton 75 and Jack 50. But yeah, I mean, that's understandable. It is Boxing Day after all. So thank you for watching. Everybody just still are. Give us a clue. Where's Alan at? I think Alan's got a bit of a delay on here. Or are you on about what I'm doing to the news next year? Yeah, that could be what is being said. But no, I can't possibly tell you what's happening next year. Because, well, I haven't finished it all yet. But yeah, it might be a little bit less heavy on the bad news and more about the good news. Or not good news, but stuff that makes us laugh. I will cover the heavy topics, but what I'll probably do is flip it round, so we have the fun news first, and then we go for something completely different and go do the serious news later. But anyway, we will see. I've got 2 weeks to figure it out, because next week will be on New Year's Day, and it will be the last one of the year, so it will be the last of the old style. The new style will be coming at some point. Obviously I can't tell you anything about the new style. Yeah, there's a minute or two delay in the posting comment and you seeing it, always the same. Yeah, especially when I rattle through stuff at 100 million miles an hour. Yeah, what you can do is, sometimes it slows down, so if you go on the screen where you're watching me, sometimes you can pull the little thing across the bar a little bit more, so you get nearer to where I am in live terms. But yeah, no, it's been fun. We've had a look at the lighter news, and none of the regulars have been on, but again, it's family time, isn't it? We'll cover the serious news next week, and then we will reinvent the news programme for 2026. I think we still need to cover the serious news, but I think we need to have a look at more fun stuff and cheer ourselves up a bit. Stuff that's silly. Things that make you go, I'm even thinking of having a Wigan section as well, where I just cover news in Wigan. But that kind of clashes then with Wigan Watch. So, but I could probably cover stuff on here and then use Wigan Watch to in a month to put it all together. But like I say, it's all in there. It's all whizzing around my head trying to figure it all out. Anyway, that is it. So once again, I would like to say if indeed you still are, and I will say to you that I will be seeing you. Until next time, bye. Oh yeah, Happy New Year as well. Although I am doing a New Year party, obviously. Loneliest New Year party. Just me and beer. And we will watch the not lights, what's it called? The firework display in London as well. It'll be lovely. Play games and get drunk and Happy New Year. So every time anyone comes in and goes Happy New Year, I'll go, oh, I think someone tickled a rat then. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, until next time. Bye.